girlfriend, it's Regina. Thanks for coming back. I've got some incredible interviews coming up with other curvy girls, stories you don't want to miss. But today, I wanted to take a moment and just talk real with you, the stuff nobody really wants to talk about. Because sometimes we say, just let the past be the past. But how do you heal if you keep shoveling it back in? I was originally going to talk about this casually with one of the girls in an episode, make light of it. But something kept tugging at me saying, no, say it here. Here where no one is trying to fix me. Here where no one is interrupting to try to comfort me. Here where I can just talk. And I know this is a judge-free zone, but sometimes you don't want advice, you just want to be heard. If you tuned into the first episode, I shared a little about how overly active I was as a child, and yet I still couldn't lose weight. I was 100 pounds by 7 years old. But today I want to talk about the emotional side, the part people avoid. Because growing up wasn't easy. I was the fat kid where everyone around me was skinny. I mean, everybody. My mom doesn't count. She had 3 kids, and I was the one who made her gain all the weight. Yep, guilt just walked into the room. 1st through 4th grade was horrible for me. I was picked on, poked at, spit on, kicked, and sometimes beat up. Chased home, sticks thrown every single day. There wasn't a day that went by that I didn't cry or cried myself to sleep. And if that wasn't enough, I was severely dyslexic. Music, my violin, my flute, the piano became my safe place. The notes never failed me, never hurt me, never disappeared or changed on me, like the words in my books did. Incomplete was written across most of my schoolwork, not because I didn't try, but because I couldn't understand it. Reading out loud in class, absolutely terrifying. And when I look back now, I see it so clearly. Guilt showed up first, then hate. Shame followed close behind. Embarrassment joined the party. Worthlessness pulled up a chair. Self-blame stayed way too long. And here's the thing, those are all abstract nouns. Things you can't physically touch, but they rule your life. The feelings are real even when the wounds aren't visible. I fought for years trying to reclaim a life I felt had been stolen from me. Yes, the dyslexia was eventually addressed. I had great doctors, but my endocrinologist, not so much. At 7 years old, I was put on a pill called Ionamin. It worked, as long as I took it. I couldn't sleep, but hey, it worked. By high school, I mastered that pill. By college, I thought better, but turned to X-Lax, other laxatives, then sticking my finger down my throat after each meal until something inside me finally said, stop the madness. I had thyroid issues, metabolism issues, my body not responding to anything, hopeless. I should have been in a corner somewhere, completely out of my mind, blowing spit bubbles, but God. Let's pause the spiral right here because it gets better. God had been working on me the whole time. I just couldn't see it. There comes a moment when enough is enough and life has to shake you up to wake you up. Doctor visit after doctor visit. You have high blood pressure. Take this pill. You're diabetic. Take this pill. Really more pills? I don't think so. Not today. Now here's a little family history and more real life stuff. I cared for my mom for 20 years. During that time, she suffered 14 strokes that I counted, and she ultimately passed away with 3 aneurysms. I also cared for my dad for 2 years as he battled lung cancer, and he later died of a heart attack. Then came 6 months caring for my sick dog until I had to put him down. After that, the house went back to the bank, and I was homeless. I stayed with friends. I called it the couch ministry. Eventually, I went to Israel to do missions work for 2.5 months, and honestly, it was the best time of my life. It was the first time I had ever lived alone, at 50 years old. But when I came home, I was still homeless. That's another whole story for another time. I also have 2 brothers, one who's had bypass surgery and another who's had 2 embolisms, a triple bypass, and diabetes. And the list goes on. And I said, I am not going down like this. That's when change began, and God gave me a vision for rethinking weight over 15 years ago. But I told myself I wasn't worthy enough. not strong enough, not brave enough, and not skinny enough. But I'm here now, not just fighting for me, but for you. I had a cross to bear, but I don't have to be a martyr. Wow, I've never said all of this out loud before. I held it in for years, letting it circulate, fester, grow quietly. Almost 4 years ago, I lost 58 pounds, and I've only gained a little of it back. But for someone who used to lose the weight, gain it all back, and then some, this is a huge accomplishment. More importantly, I don't live in fear of the calories anymore. But here's the truth. That wasn't the real transformation. What changed me had nothing to do with the scale. It had everything to do with my mindset. You can work on your health. You can beat yourself up with hard workouts. You know the drill, the routines we put ourselves through. But if you don't change your mind, how you think, what you believe, and the voices you allow to speak into you, you'll end up right back in the same exhausting cycle, feeling stuck, trapped, and going nowhere. For the longest time, I believed being healthy meant being skinny. Like, once I hit a number, then I'd finally be good enough. Like God was waiting with a checklist. And whoo, that mindset had me messed up. Because here's what I learned with a whole lot of grace and some heavenly correction. True health isn't about a number. It's about how you feel inside, how you care for the body you've been blessed with, and how you show up in your life every single day. Now, we've heard it all and believed it. If I were thinner, I'd be healthier. But let me lovingly tell you that that's a myth we don't have to carry anymore. I know people who look slim and are struggling every day, exhausted, disconnected, not taking care of themselves at all. They think being skinny is enough. And I know people with curves, beautiful curves, big, beautiful curves, who are glowing, partying, living, and full of life. Being thin does not automatically mean healthy. Look at Jim Fixx. He was a famous long-distance runner and the author of The Complete Book of Running, one of the books that helped launch the jogging boom in the 1970s. In 1984, he died of a heart attack while out running at age 52. That story gets referenced a lot in conversations about health because it reminds us that being active doesn't automatically mean being heart healthy, and having a fuller body does not mean you're unhealthy. Health is so much bigger than a dress size. And I had to remind myself of something my faith already taught me, that we are fearfully and wonderfully made.
Before we continue, let's pause for just a moment. This is for the woman who knows she's meant to feel better in her body, but hasn't quite known where to begin. If that sounds like you, Rethinking Weight was created with you in mind. Inside the Rethinking Weight membership, you'll find steady encouragement, nourishing plant-based recipes, and a supportive community that reminds you you're not walking this journey alone. And if membership isn't your next step just yet, the Rethinking Weight e-cookbooks are a beautiful place to start. Filled with real food, practical guidance, and simple shifts that can make a meaningful difference. Whenever you're ready, visit rethinkingweight.com and take one gentle step forward. We'll be right here.
That means our worth was never tied to a waistline. So I had to redefine health, not by society's standards, but by how God sees me. Instead of obsessing over losing weight, I started focusing on gaining things that actually mattered. Gaining strength, gaining energy, gaining confidence. I started seeing my body as a temple, not a problem to fix or punish. And this is what true health looks like to me now. Waking up with energy and gratitude, ready to use the day I've been given. Feeling strong and capable to carrying groceries up the stairs without struggling. Helping someone when they need it. Dancing in the kitchen like nobody's watching. Nourishing myself with whole plant-based foods that make me feel vibrant and satisfied. Finding joy and balance instead of stressing over every calorie. Now that's me. I chose to stop eating meat. And if that's your thing, do it. And we're talking about me here. But if change is what you're looking for, take a moment and really think about what might serve your body best. When you take care of your body from the inside out, it rewards you with peace, clarity, and a kind of joy that no number on the scale can give you. That inner glow, that peace, that matters. Choosing whole living over dieting. Now, let's talk about diet culture for a minute because, baby, it is loud. Diet culture tells us to starve, to shame ourselves, to compare our bodies to everybody else's highlight reel. And listen, I tried it all, fad after fad, plan after plan, and always failing. But through prayer and honestly, through learning to love myself better, I realized something. Life is too precious to spend it miserable and deprived. So instead of dieting, I started living. I chose a whole life approach to wellness, one that nourishes my body and my spirit. That meant choosing foods that make me feel good and thanking God for what's on my plate. It meant enjoying wholesome plant based meals that fuel me instead of draining me. It meant listening to my body, eating when I'm hungry, resting when I'm tired. Okay, I'm working on that one and moving in ways that bring me joy. And it meant giving myself grace, real grace, when I enjoy a treat or miss a workout. Okay, I'm working on that too. Because this journey is about progress, not perfection. Here's how I let go of the diet mindset and stepped into wellness through faith. I listen to my body and my spirit. I cook with love and gratitude. I speak kindly to myself. No more tearing myself down. And I live fully, feeding my soul with prayer, laughter, nature, and connection. Because health is not just about what's on your plate, it's about how you live your life. Freedom looks good on us. By choosing this kind of whole, soulful living, I broke free from the chains of diet culture. And let me tell you, freedom feels good. I want that freedom for you too. You deserve to feel amazing in your own skin. You deserve to enjoy this journey without shame, fear, or punishment, but you gotta start that journey, not just talking about it. We're in this together, cheering each other on, learning as we go, and choosing health one loving decision at a time. Now, come on, stay with us. We're going to be talking about real solutions. I love y'all. And remember, the weight is not the problem, and neither are you.